Hi and welcome back to my channel. In this video we're going to be looking at messages from your person. So there are three groups to choose from. Group 1 is this quartz cluster. Group 2 is the fluorite. And group 3 is this celestite cluster. So if you want to take a moment to center, focus on your breathing, and feel whichever group, maybe multiple groups or perhaps all of the groups that you are most drawn to, I will give you a minute to make your selection and then we'll get right into it. And there are timestamps for each group in the description box of the video if you want to jump ahead. Hi, Group 1. You chose the quartz cluster. So I'm going to start with some tarot to get a feel of the current energies between you and this person. What's going on in your connection, or some clues about who this person is. Okay, so we have the Tower, which is Aries energy. Queen of Pentacles, which is Earth energy, Capricorn, Taurus, and Virgo. Ace of Swords, which is Air energy, Aquarius, Gemini, and Libra. Five of Wands, which is Fire energy, Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius. Seven of Cups, which is water energy, Pisces, Cancer, and Scorpio. Three of Swords, so more of that air energy. Three of Pentacles, so more earth energy. And Five of Cups, so more water. So this looks like definitely somebody that you are in a no contact situation. There may have been a very abrupt ending to the connection that led to a lot of heartbreak. A great sense of loss as well, since you've been in no contact with this person. I feel beyond just the loss of the emotional connection, the romance, there was a deep friendship here that you're really feeling the absence of that. There's a sense of having to just kind of go it alone, not really having anyone who understands you. And this Three of Pentacles in this particular deck, it's just a single person there just kind of working on this structure, working on, you know, building something. So you could really be left with a sense of holding all the responsibilities of like the household, not having an equal partner to really share the weight of those responsibilities, or a dream that you had been building toward, a goal that you and this person had had. It feels like they've almost abandoned that. They've abandoned you, abandoned your plans, and you're still trying to work on things. You're still trying to reach that apex of success on your own, going it alone. Maybe it's taking a little bit longer to accomplish things, to achieve things. There may have been some setbacks here in that regard. As far as with the breakup between the both of you, there could have been a pretty explosive fight or a disagreement with the Tower and the Five of Wands here. Some harsh words exchanged, a lot of back and forth. There could have even been text messages back and forth, kind of a long and protracted fight that went on for hours or days. There could have been other people that were involved in this as well. Family members or friends kind of pitted against each other, taking sides here. You may have been getting a lot of backlash from this person, from their family members, from their friends, or vice versa. people from your side of things could have really been giving this person a hard time, kind of weighing in on what occurred, what went on. And there's a sense of really having an option as far as giving this person another chance. You're really kind of indecisive, maybe kind of fighting the head over the heart as far as opening up to them again, being open to the possibility of reconciliation, or to just continue to go it alone and really work on your own stability, work on kind of rebuilding yourself from whatever has crumbled between you and this person. And then there's the option of, you know, growth in a new direction, maybe working on some trust issues, feelings of loss and betrayal, so that you can open your heart to love again. And this is also really speaking with this Ace of Swords, that some kind of truth or clarity that is coming to you about this situation, maybe some factors that were going on or that were contributing to whatever went awry with you and this person that you weren't aware of at first. This could have been some pressures on this person in terms of something with their work, something with finances that caused them to be very stressed out and just kind of lose their temper, kind of lash out at you, kind of take that out on you. Or something that they were kind of ashamed of, not really wanting to tell you about, that just led to almost this feeling of something going on that could have made you kind of suspicious. You weren't sure if maybe this was, you know, a third party or what was the case, and this person was maybe really distracted in the time leading up to this separation. They could have, with the Five of Cups, really lost a lot of money, maybe an investment gone bad, maybe they had a pay cut at work, or they could have even been fired or laid off from a job and not really wanting to express that to you. And this is something which maybe you're finding this information out after the fact, and it's really causing you to kind of shift your perspective on things, kind of consider things, maybe open up to the possibility of, you know, starting again with this person, understanding that there were kind of these mitigating factors that contributed to this fight or disagreement. Of course, it would have been ideal for them to just be upfront with you, to work through this together as a couple, or, you know, to really give you that opportunity to support them in this difficulty that they've been going through. But for whatever reason, they chose not to do that. They chose to just kind of separate, pull away, go it alone, or try to deal with this, or really bear the weight of that on their own. So this can also speak to some kind of a Kundalini awakening that has occurred in this connection, and some kind of heart chakra activation as well, that may have, you know, really kind of sparked this period of closeness, or this desire to really build further upon this connection. When this occurred, it could have been very overwhelming to this person as well, in addition to some other things that they had going on in the 3D in their mundane reality, that they weren't really prepared or equipped to deal with the intensity of the energy being activated or exchanged between the both of you. And so they kind of lashed out, maybe some self-sabotage, just kind of pushing you away, pushing this away from them, moving in another direction to try and somewhat shield themselves from, you know, again, this energy exchange, this kind of like this high volume energy that was surging through them, coursing through them, and everything that goes along with that, these activations, these awakenings and perception, because they really just felt that they needed to try and maintain their stability in the 3D world. They had some things that were really calling their attention, that they wanted to focus on, and the connection just felt too intense for them. They may have said that to you as well, that the intensity here, it was just too intense. It was more than what they were looking for, more than what they could handle. They may have also, for some of you, expressed that they had a lot of pressures going on at work. You know, maybe they were trying to start a company on their own with that Three of Pentacles, with kind of the solo person on there, and that they just didn't really have the bandwidth to explore this, to really give in to everything that goes along with an intense kind of soul connection and the awakenings that happen with that. This can also really speak with this Tower here about spiritual awakenings, and also a dark night of the soul, that this whole situation with this person has really propelled you into, and I'm feeling both of you have been propelled into this. You're kind of on parallel paths here, kind of sifting through the rubble of things that have fallen apart, finding the things that you would like to rebuild, and kind of distinguishing those from the things that are best left to just kind of fade away into the mists of time. So really a sense of kind of rebuilding and recovering after, you know, the devastation of a heartbreak, and some information that's come to light about underlying factors about that after the fact. So let's get some messages from this person's higher self for you. Group 1, what do they want you to know? Okay, and they say, I'm sorry I ripped the rug out from under you. So that's definitely that energy of the Tower there, and just this sudden ending. Really, you thought you were building in one direction, things were going one way, that you were very much seeing eye to eye with this person, that you were working toward, you know, the stability of this connection, and to have them flee from the connection, or, you know, cut things off, or just even in the way in which, instead of maybe asking for space or voicing their concern, just having lashed out, and just the pain that that caused. There's a lot of regret in that regard. And they also say, I never wanted to hurt you. So again, that energy of regret, and kind of in hindsight, they are wishing that they had just opened up. They had expressed to you maybe some of this stress, the concerns, maybe some of the, even just like the energetic overwhelm that they were going through, based on the intensity of this connection, any kind of awakenings and activations, coupled with, it seems like, this other factor of something going on in their work life with their finances, that it felt too stressful. They were being pulled in too many different directions, and they're definitely regretting that they weren't more clear about this with you, that they didn't, you know, that even if there was a back and forth with arguments and other people weighing in, getting involved in that, they're really feeling that they owed you the time to sit down, have a calm discussion about things. If you left things on a very sour note, this person also feels like they're regretting that after you both had some space to cool off, that they didn't approach you, come back with more of an explanation, talking with more of a leveled head, not necessarily in the interest of, you know, resuming things at that point, because again, it feels like they had a lot going on that they needed to work through, and still are working through on their own, but at least to just kind of give you that peace of mind, that explanation of maybe some things they had omitted, they had not shared with you about other circumstances, other situations in their life, and how they just really needed to focus on that, kind of details about the nature of that, just to give you some perspective of maybe why this person was so stressed, so short-tempered, or, you know, just really feeling that energetic pressure coming from all directions. And they also say, you accept me as I am and never try to change me. I wasn't used to that. So definitely that energy of, you know, being really overwhelmed by, you know, the intensity of this connection, this kind of high-level soulmate connection between the both of you, that even as things were maybe going, you know, not so well with them in their finances, in their career, and whatever information you had about that, whatever kind of inclination you had about that, or instinct you had about that, you continued to give this person love. And it almost feels that this person, because of what was happening with their finances, with their career, with their kind of status in life, this was really affecting their self-esteem. They almost didn't feel worthy of the admiration and respect that you were giving to them. They felt that their ability to show up in an equal partnership with you was compromised temporarily, or, you know, for the foreseeable future, depending on the circumstances. And it was something to where your unconditional love, just this continual love, despite, you know, what they were able to provide, or, you know, maybe you guys used to go out to dinner a lot and they kind of pulled back from that, saying they couldn't, you know, they didn't give an explanation, but maybe we were just saying, let's eat at home, you know, just in some way to kind of save on expenses in that regard. And there wasn't a lot of questioning from you in that aspect. It was just, you know, kind of trusting in that, going along with that, and almost just this this energy of cooperation that you were exuding toward them. There's a sense of them not feeling worthy of that. And also because of information that they were withholding from you, something about finances and career, that there was almost a sense of guilt as well, that you know, it feels that they know that you would have been accepting of them, but they weren't accepting of themselves and whatever circumstances had occurred, or that they were now facing, and it felt that they needed to kind of go at this alone, without, you know, having that opportunity to just kind of sit down in the depths of despair and of defeat, in order to really, you know, formulate a plan, pick themselves back up, and this need to kind of do that without a lot of outside influences, without, you know, really even someone as their cheerleader. But this person almost feels that they kind of wanted to go sit in that energy of pity, of self-pity for a while. And so that could have been something that, you know, just the loving acceptance that you gave to them, it really just caused them to kind of react and pull away in another direction so that they could just kind of sit with their disappointment quietly. So let's get some more messages for you. Group 1, what do they want to say? All right, and they say, I know we are being spiritually guided. So this speaks to the energy of spiritual awakening, Kundalini awakening, activations that are taking place. This person feels like they are kind of getting to the point of leaning into that, learning to trust that, kind of opening up to that as a sanctuary, trying to see the bigger picture in whatever circumstances are occurring, even the separation between the both of you. They might not be at the point of really having the language to articulate that or any kind of sense of certainty, but they do feel like they are moving more into a space of, instead of recoiling from this energetic intensity between the both of you, that it's almost a comfort as they are finding themselves kind of in this period of collapse in other areas of their life, that, you know, this is a constant, this love between the both of you. And it's something that now in this kind of dark time, in this time of defeat, they're finding a lot of warmth there. And they say, I've been expanding my spiritual knowledge. So that is dark night of the soul energy right there, and maybe exploring spirituality, really seeking answers for what it is that they are, you know, experiencing, trying to find a reason behind things, a way out. Even as, you know, maybe circumstances in their mundane reality have kind of crumbled or fallen away, then they're turning more to their spiritual self. They're seeking to cultivate that aspect of themselves to try to make some sense out of what they are experiencing, what they've been through, as well as the connection between the both of you. So, you know, they could be even looking into things like law of attraction or soulmates or, you know, manifestation, things of that nature. Just trying to find a way out of these circumstances and how to rebuild. And they also say the sexual thoughts that run through my mind. So they have a lot of passion and desire for you. You know, and this is energy, this is Kundalini energy right here. So definitely confirmation of that Kundalini awakening. And I feel that this is also them from their higher self letting you know that, again, these mitigating factors, these outside factors really were a major contribution to, you know, whatever occurred between you, whatever kind of blow up or breakdown there was in the communication and the relationship, that it had nothing to do with a lack of attraction. It had nothing to do with a lack of desire. This was just almost this person feeling backed into a corner and not really having coping mechanisms or the words necessarily to, you know, or even the level of emotional maturity to be vulnerable and honest about what they were feeling and what they were experiencing. And so they kind of chose a tactic of pushing it away, kind of self-sabotaging, almost reinforcing that feeling of defeat, applying that to many areas of their life. There could have also been instances of them really lashing out at friends and family, a lot of repair that needs to be done to a lot of different relationships in their life based on this period of time and maybe how they were kind of bottling what they were feeling up inside, not asking for help, not really turning to people, trying to just shoulder that all on their own, kind of hide that shame from others that had their best intentions in mind. So they could be in this process of kind of formulating this you know, amends to a lot of different people as well. So let's see, what else does this person want to say to you? Group 1 from their higher self. Okay, and they say, every day I think about contacting you. So that's that energy of amends. Now that the dust is kind of settled, they've had some time to get some perspective about this. There's this feeling of regret about maybe kind of letting their passions and in the sense of lower vibrational energies of kind of like fear and anger, allowing those things to rule the situation in the last interaction between the both of you that really put you at odds, ended the connection. And there's this desire as they are kind of becoming more comfortable with this, starting to rebuild themselves, trying to formulate a plan, seeing a way forward from whatever their circumstances are, there's a desire to reach out and say they're sorry, to reach out with an explanation, provide you with that clarity as well with the Ace of Swords, even just to give you some peace of mind, a desire to not leave things as they were left between the both of you. But this knowledge that eventually, you know, something needs to be rectified in this situation, truth needs to be provided, that they at least owe you that much, considering everything you've been through with them previously, and just the purity and the integrity of the connection between the both of you. A lot of remorse there for having kind of lashed out, or the way in which they conducted themselves in this situation. Okay, and they also say, I struggle with addiction. So that could literally be what was this factor here, something they were kind of keeping hidden, keeping secret, that could have really affected their finances, affected their job. They could have been fired from work because of that. Maybe they failed a drug test, for example, and they lost their job, or they were put on some kind of probation. And this can also be, you know, addiction beyond substance abuse. This could really relate to an addiction of just like a hot temper is what's coming through here. This addiction to, you know, reaction as opposed to response, of self-sabotage, you know, being kind of trapped in these cycles of a way of being. There's definitely was that energy of you not being the only one that kind of faced the brunt of kind of the worst qualities of this person, that under pressure they didn't act the best, they didn't behave the best, they didn't behave in alignment with somebody who truly values and cares somebody, that, you know, there may have been some cruelty to what they said, or, you know, it was just very blunt and harsh, you know, just kind of hitting below the belt almost in whatever was said here in this disagreement, that I feel applied to many different people, many areas of their life. And it's something in terms of, with addiction, a deeply ingrained pattern. They're just used to showing up this way in their life, and it's a cycle that they're acknowledging needs to be broken. There needs to be a change, a shift, because it's led to a lot of loss in their life, loss of relationships, loss of respect, loss of people who are willing to lend a sympathetic ear. And so they've come to this point of really having gotten this wake-up call with that Ace of Swords, this clarity that something needs to shift and something needs to change in terms of the way they are relating to others. And they also say, you are more compassionate than I believe I deserve. So that came through as well, with the, you know, they weren't used to the kind of like the unconditional love that you express to them, this support, the positive energy that you were sending their way, even when they were maybe, you know, being a little bit evasive or elusive, and you still, even if jealousy issues had come up, you were still kind of giving this person the benefit of the doubt, giving them the space to kind of ruminate and process through things. And it's something where, you know, it feels like they took it to the extreme and just obliterated the situation between the both of you, instead of really looking at that as something that could, you know, be of benefit to them, somebody that gives them the space to kind of work through these things without the pressure to really seek out answers, or, you know, an expectation that they should be showing up a certain way. So in this period of separation, they've definitely come to some conclusions. They're fighting through some fears, some feelings of unworthiness, and I feel that as they really work to rebuild themselves, kind of pick themselves up out of this state, close out some cycles in their life, that, you know, there seems to be this indication of like a restoration of that self-esteem, some perspective that's being gained here, with this reference to spirit, these two references to spirituality, their kind of investigation of that, the Ace of Swords, this clarity, this truth. So this feels like something that this person is proactively engaged in, really kind of sorting through some things. They're leaning into this journey of evolution that they are being called to embark upon, not just for the benefit of this relationship, but the benefit of themselves ultimately, to kind of free themselves from these patterns or these ways of being that kind of ultimately seem to only lead to loss and heartbreak for themselves and others. So I'm going to get of these cards, some guidance from spirit for you about this connection. Group 1. Okay, and we have learning new skills. Education is the most powerful personal resource you can use to change your life and the world. So this to me is really a confirmation that this person is kind of going within and exploring some new coping mechanisms, learning about themselves, about some of their triggers, some of their behaviors, what to do to correct that. Maybe even exploring spirituality, really opening up to that aspect of themselves, cultivating that as there's kind of a standstill in whatever's happening in the 3D sense, in the financial sense for them, the career sense. So you're really being guided as well to use this opportunity to explore yourself. See what this person is mirroring to you. What are some ways that, you know, you are not expressing your emotions, but you're just kind of suppressing that, either in the interest of keeping the peace in a situation, or because you feel that, you know, it's your burden alone to carry. You don't want to impose upon others. You know, maybe learning some new ways to kind of articulate. That can even be something where, you know, if you have a lot of these dense emotions, these heavy emotions that you can't really put to words, artistic expression is a great way to channel that, to kind of purge that from yourself. Even as you're in the process of doing that, even just, you know, simple crafts, things that you enjoy, something that just kind of busies your mind and gets you into a meditative space. It can help you to be receptive to clarity. It can help you to kind of make sense and be open to these epiphanies within yourself about the way forward out of situations, and also how to kind of make sense of your feelings that might be a little bit difficult to kind of unearth and put to words, and really, you know, address those to the people that they need to be addressed to, or to be able to ask for help in any ways that up to this point you've really been hesitant or unable to do. So I'm going to get some initials now, and this can be first, middle, or last name of you or this person, or it can spell something out, just whatever resonates for you. Okay. So we have F, L, P, A, O, B, and R. So those are your messages, group 1. I hope that they resonated with you and that you enjoyed the video. If you liked the reading, please give it a thumbs up, comment, subscribe, or share. If you'd like a personal reading, I offer them through my Etsy shop, and there's a link in the description box of the video for that. I also sell handmade jewelry and some divination tools in my Etsy shop if you're interested in checking those out as well. So I hope to see you again in another reading. Please take care and be well. Hi, group 2. You chose the fluorite. So I'm going to start with some tarot to get some zodiac signs, kind of feel into the current energies between you and this person, get some clues about who they are for group 2. Okay, so we have the Sun, which is Leo energy, the Fool, which is Aries, Knight of Cups, which is water energy, Pisces, Cancer, and Scorpio, Two of Swords, which is air energy, Aquarius, Gemini, and Libra, King of Pentacles, which is earth energy, Capricorn, Taurus, and Virgo. Got 10 of Swords, so more of that air energy. Ace of Cups, so more water energy. And the 6 of Wands, so fire energy, Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius. So this is somebody who wants to start again with you. This could be somebody who has reached out with an offer of love. Maybe this was somebody that you had dated and casually even, and things just hadn't really gone well. You had a hard time connecting, a hard time really seeing eye to eye. There was a sense of maybe it's not worth it to invest more into this connection. Really kind of indecisiveness, perhaps, as far as if this is a romantic connection you'd want to pursue, or even with this person, not really sure how they felt about things. It was really hard to maybe even kind of move beyond some barriers that one or both of you had put in place over your heart based on heartbreaks of the past, and kind of this hesitancy to really open up, to really explore love, to really give love a chance. And there's a feeling also of, you know, this is somebody that might have been interested in you for a while and just kind of took their time really coming forward, took their time really making this decision as far as if they want to really continue to pursue this or just kind of close out the chapter between you and go your separate ways. But something has really become apparent to them, maybe in a period of where you've kind of distanced yourself. You haven't really talked to this person very much. You kind of have gone in other directions, exploring other things. But something has really awakened or become clear within this person that you're the type of partner that they want to give their heart to. There's a sense of feeling safe to open up in love to you. So maybe this is something that they have been able to see or observe about you. This could even be somebody that you work with, that as some things have maybe come up at work, or they've had a chance to really observe you in that capacity outside of the romantic sense. They're really recognizing you as someone with a lot of integrity, a lot of honesty, somebody who's able to really take charge of a situation, has a lot of organizational skills. You're able to, make things very efficient and run very smoothly. You're somebody that, takes your job very seriously. You're somebody who's very true to your word. And so these other qualities that are demonstrated in this other kind of capacity, this other kind of environment, this person has really been able to, have some certainty that these are qualities that you are embodying, that, these traits, these characteristics, that they run throughout your life in many different areas, that you're somebody who's really a what you see is what you get type of person. You're somebody, again, with deep integrity, a good work ethic. And it's over time and just this observation, maybe even someone you've been dating for a while, that just as they've gotten to know you, maybe they've gotten to know your friends, they've seen you in a variety of circumstances. It's something where it's making them more comfortable to open up. It's making them more certain that they want to kind of move beyond this period of being stuck at wherever it is you find yourself in this connection, and really move in the direction of expressing your passions, exploring your passions, building something together. You're someone that they feel that they can be emotionally vulnerable with, and it's a desire to explore that aspect of the connection even more. So this person may have already really started to express that to you. Maybe if this is somebody who's just a coworker that you've worked with for a while, this person has asked you out, asked you to lunch, invited you to some kind of social event, just in some kind of subtle way, this opportunity to really spend some time together away from the environment where you typically see this person. If this is someone you dated previously and, you know, maybe you just had other things going on in your life, or at that time you just, you know, for emotional reasons or other reasons, you weren't really able to, you know, connect, or other things kind of got in the way of that, of really spending this quality time together, getting to really know each other, then there's this desire to kind of loop back around, to start fresh, to really devote more into this connection, more into this situation than what had been given previously. So this could be somebody that, you know, you're hearing about, again, somebody from the past that is kind of, you know, asking you, are you still single? Are you seeing anybody right now? Would you like to go out? This doesn't really feel like anyone that you've had some kind of a major and disruptive ending with. It really feels just like kind of wrong place, wrong time, like right person, wrong time kind of energy, to where, again, other factors that were really kind of keeping you both blocked off. And this could even be factors within yourself, or just environmental factors that, and maybe this even has to do with, you know, the current state of the world for the last several years, that it made it physically kind of difficult or impossible to really meet up with this person. And now, I mean, this is a timeless reading, so whenever you're watching this may or not resonate, but, you know, in April of 2022, as things are starting to kind of open up a little bit more, people are able to get out there and socialize, meet up with each other, that it's really presented this opportunity for you both to pick things up where you might have left off even years before, to explore this connection further, to, you know, really have some kind of face-to-face meeting with each other, to go out, to celebrate some good times, have a new beginning, start things fresh, a new opportunity to dive into this and explore this connection. So I'm going to get some messages now from this person's higher self for you. Group 2, what do they want you to know? All right, and they say, I lose myself in dreams about a life together. So this person is, what they're seeing, what they're observing about you, what they're feeling, and even across, you know, distance, maybe some things that have kept you separated, kept you blocked off from connecting with each other. You're never far from their mind. As time goes on, they're more and more interested in, you know, developing things with you, exploring things with you, getting to know you in some capacity outside of what your current circumstances or understanding of one another is. And they also say, I miss you so much it hurts. So this really reinforces that energy of kind of separation, whether this is physical distance between the both of you, or even just something where if this person was kind of closed off or guarded in terms of their heart, and they were kind of choosing to be silent or aloof in this connection, needing to feel things out, needing more time to come to this point of certainty and safety in order to really open up. There's a feeling of longing for you that has been held within them, that is just kind of building in pressure and momentum. It's cracking their heart open from the inside out. It's this feeling of longing, of yearning, something about the love you exude, something about who you are as a person, and this feeling of compatibility. But they, again, may have some issues with kind of letting their guard down, trusting in love, opening up to love again. And so it's almost this energy of acting one way but feeling another way, harboring these deep feelings for you that are very contrary to perhaps the closed off and almost kind of like cold exterior, this detached exterior that they may have been presenting for some period of time. And they also say, you accept me as I am and never try to change me. I wasn't used to that. So they're seeing you as somebody who, you know, you take them as they are. You take them at face value. You're somebody who might be very encouraging to this person. You're somebody that, you know, based on, again, these qualities they're seeing within you of how grounded you are, and this stability and this abundance, even an abundance mindset. It's something that they are being very magnetized to. They feel almost that you would be somebody who would support their dreams. You would encourage them to head in the direction of that which feels very satisfying and fulfilling for them. They feel that you would be a good partner in that capacity to, you know, give them some assistance, give them some feedback, or at least encouragement as they are in the process of kind of moving beyond perhaps some defeats, or even as they're starting to open their heart up to love again, perhaps, that this is something they feel that you would very much support them in that process, and the gradual process of unfurling, of really, you know, expanding into a state of vulnerability. And there's a sense of gratitude for whatever energy this person has presented to you, that it has not clouded the way that you have treated them. They're feeling that you've always treated them with respect, with admiration. You've made them feel very comfortable in your presence, very accommodating to any kind of, you know, literal restrictions which are holding the two of you back. Despite a feeling of wanting to have this closeness, or any kind of emotional barriers within themselves that are, you know, causing them to kind of hold back. That this is something, it feels that you've been very accepting of that, very understanding of that, even if it's something they haven't articulated to you, just sensing that emotionally, and not really putting a lot of pressure on them to, you know, make a decision, make some movement, that you very much have been flowing with that, allowing them that opportunity to reach a level of comfort, to do some healing in their own capacity, and kind of in the time that feels right to step further in the direction of, you know, exploring the emotional aspect of the dynamic between the both of you. So let's get some more messages for you, group 2. All right, and they say, you're so different, but that's why I love you. So this, I feel, is really speaking to that energy of support, and they might not be used to people that really are not trying to push them past their comfort zones, that are demanding something, expecting something, or if those needs and expectations aren't met, they may be used to people who just kind of give up on them, who are not really understanding perhaps some heartbreak, some reservation that they have. This could even be somebody that's kind of shy in general, maybe more of an introvert, and it takes them some time to warm up to people, to really open up to people. And so they could be used to feeling very judged about that. It could be something which has really, you know, isolated them in terms of being able to develop intimate friendships or relationships with people because of this trait, this characteristic. They could have some issues with anxiety as well, that just, you know, really kind of keeps them cloistered within themselves. Maybe kind of this hesitation to kind of step outside of that comfort zone, go into new environments or even crowded environments. And it's something that, you know, you're very accepting of this. You've been very accommodating of that to them. And it's something that they don't feel rushed. They feel very much that, you know, they're allowed to slowly unfurl, slowly let down that guard in the manner in which they are comfortable, at the pace which is comfortable for them. And it's something that they really appreciate and admire, and it's something which is really setting you apart, and making them feel this urge to come forth with a love offer, to really step into this, to allow themselves to be vulnerable and explore this love with you, because of how different you are. There's this sense of trust that your heart is safe with them, compared to other people they may have been dealing with in their love life or personal life that, you know, were kind of judgmental, not really understanding of that, not really accepting of that, and sort of when the relationship stopped being of a convenience to the other person, would just kind of back off, pull away, or, you know, kind of retract their love. And they also say, I do think about the future, and when I do, I think about you in it. So that's a confirmation, again, of that energy about dreaming of a life together, that in the silence, in the separation, even the emotional kind of distance that this person may be expressing to you or that you might be experiencing right now, there is this desire to open up to you, open up to love, to kind of get beyond that hurdle, either that's been literally imposed upon them, upon the both of you, based on maybe some world circumstances, global situations currently, or even just some barriers that they have against love, some heartbreaks against, that have kind of shut them off to love, kind of closed their heart off, that they're trying to work through. They're trying to get to this point of comfort, convincing themselves to just take that leap with the Fool, step into that new beginning, give love a chance, open up. With the King of Pentacles, they've taken time to really get to know you and feel safe with you in a different capacity, and maybe a variety of capacities, kind of seeing all facets of you. And what they're seeing is overwhelmingly filling them with a sense of comfort, warmth, and safety, to where they're having to nudge themselves past that barrier of fear to just give love a chance. And they also say, no one can change my love for you. So that's kind of a confirmation there that there is love here, despite what is being, again, displayed, or circumstances in the outside world that might be keeping you apart, maybe some time or distance. Maybe it's been a long time since you've seen this person, or you've just been at the level of talking to them and not really had the physical opportunity to get together and meet up with them. And so there could be some questions on your part as far as, well, you haven't been able to maybe move this past a certain stage, and are they still interested, or are they just going to want to kind of fly around in that same zone of wherever it is you find yourself? And so they're letting you know that, it's the circumstances, the difficulties, the distance, the obstacles, it's not compromising the love they have for you. It's in fact only deepening that bond. It's deepening that desire to move forward with this, explore love, and open up to you. So let's get some more messages. Group 2. Okay, and they say, we are twin flames. So that could be a confirmation for you if you resonate as a twin flame, that this is that person, and they could be aware even of this concept. This could be something where, you might have even addressed the concept of soulmates. It could have been, or twin flames. This could have been what you had kind of talked, some of the things you talked about with them, that you discussed, maybe even just saying that, you felt such a deep connection with them, such a deep bond, and, signs, synchronicities, all these things. And they might have responded in a kind of closed off manner, sort of an aloof manner, and it left you feeling a little confused, like, what do they think about this? Or they, how do they feel about this? Maybe even some regret for some of you about having, spoken about something that you should have maybe kept to yourself, or perhaps it was, too much too soon. But I feel that this person, in this very contemplative, introspective, and kind of closed off energy, there's a lot happening beneath the surface. They may be at the point of having even explored concepts about twin flames. Maybe they're even watching tarot readings about twin flames, and it's had a lot of resonance with them, to where they've come to this understanding. They've kind of seen this idea, even the concept of, a deeper level love, independent of anything that you've said, but just what they are experiencing as they're kind of like in the boundaries of their own comfort zone, yet feeling these overwhelming feelings. They may have on their own kind of gone on this search, gone on this quest, and what they've discovered about that, it's making them excited to open up to this, to explore this, to, get to know these things, this concept, to experience that in a tangible sense, to experience you in a tangible sense, to really move this from just the arena of thinking about things, dreaming about things, this kind of 5D energy, and bringing that down into the physical, into the 3D, to have some tangible experiences together and work toward, 3D union. And they also say, I secretly listened to video clips you sent me. So if you had left this person voicemails on their phone, they have these saved, they're re-listening to them, maybe voice clips of something that you sent them, music that you might have sent them, even you know, videos like YouTube videos that you would have sent that they might not have acknowledged that they had seen. If you had some kind of a public platform where, you know, you're putting out a blog, you're putting out videos, a podcast, things like that, they are observing you from afar. They could be getting a lot of information out of that, a lot of confirmation out of that, even just feeling into your energy and really taking that in quietly and in a way that they're able to process this in their own time without any kind of exterior pressure. They're coming to a lot of these conclusions themselves. They're coming to this clarity and, you know, this resonance with you and with your energy and this connection that is just, it's so enticing that even in a period of kind of silence between the both of you, there is this, you know, desire to keep connected with your energy, to be as intimate with you as possible given the circumstances, or even kind of any ways that they are sort of shut off or shut down to love at this point in time, that, you know, secretly and without really letting anybody know about it, especially you, they are tapping into this. They're tapping into your energy, and, you know, in the ways that they can, creating this closeness. They could also be looking at your photos, kind of watching you on social media, looking at you online, just to, again, have some piece of closeness with you until they're able to kind of cross that bridge of fear, or, you know, kind of eliminate the distance even physically between the both of you, to really have this opportunity to face kind of move things forward into a new phase with you. And they also say, I'm sorry for not appreciating you more. So there's some regret there as far as their, you know, any kind of closed off energy, closed off heart, not really acting upon this love, or taking their time with this, leaving you in a sense of waiting, of uncertainty about how do they feel, are they still interested, when something, you know, when's this going to move forward. There's some regret there. And part of that regret is really, it's motivating them to get moving, to kind of get the show on the road, to, you know, create some change, create some momentum, move this connection, move out of that comfort zone, out from behind that wall of fear or past pain and you know, fear of loss, and move things in the direction of a new beginning. Step into, you know, the light of what is possible for them through this connection and in their life in general. This almost feels like the energy of having cloistered themselves, you know, just kind of shutting themselves away in certain aspects from, you know, intimacy or, you know, connectedness, being trapped behind kind of comfort zones of fear or walls of fear. And there's this real urge and desire to kind of step into a new version of self, to try a new method of interacting with people, or even interacting with love that's different from what they would have done before, with the promise and this knowledge that, you know, there's something to be gained from that, there's something to be learned from that, and this overwhelming sense of sanctuary and just harmony that they feel with you, the safety that they feel with you, feeling very accepted, not a lot of pressure, but just allowing them to kind of flow into their own kind of ascension and development, and kind of evolving past their comfort zones at a pace that is comfortable for them, which is something that they really respect, admire. It's very different from what they've experienced in other relationships in their life, and it's really a driving force to, again, help urge them past that comfort zone and into the arena of action, kind of taking this energy from the 5D, the realm of dreams and just thoughts, and kind of focusing that into a direct plan of action and movement toward unity, or a coming together, or, you know, just a deeper exploration of this connection in a 3D sense. So let me get one of these oracle cards. This will be some guidance from Spirit for you about this connection for group 2. Okay, so we have celebration. Your spirit needs to play and have fun. So this really feels like a confirmation for me about that energy of kind of bringing this connection from up in the higher realms, and this desire to kind of bring it down into the 3D world, into the tangible experience. And it's also really, you know, it's a kind of an urging to just have fun with this, have fun with this person, you know, getting together even to just go on a casual date, have some, you know, go to the park, go have some ice cream, You know, go to a movie. Just very lighthearted energy is a great place to start, as far as, you know, it feels like this person is really, they're trying to move past some kind of a barrier within themselves to love. And so it might be a little much to expect that they're just going to want to dive right into, you know, 3D conversations about soulmates and, you know, immediately or quickly kind of like moving in together, you know, promising yourselves to one another eternally, that kind of thing. So it might be, you know, best to kind of start small, start simply, start with friendships, start building there. If you're already friends with this person, if you already, you know, have that kind of aspect of the connection that exists currently, then that's, you know, guidance to just keep that vibration, that kind of lighthearted, joyous energy with the sun here. Just keep that momentum going, because it's really helping this person to kind of get out of their shell, let their barriers down, and to really just surrender to the flow of where this connection and where this energy can take them. There's definitely a cause for celebration in this connection as well, that this person is really, they've reached this point where they're planning some action steps to really move this forward, to really open up, to express themselves, to give more fully of themselves than they may have previously even been able to in this connection. So, you know, keep an open mind, stay optimistic about this, because this person is, they're definitely trying to move beyond the planning stages and the thinking stages, and there's a deep desire here to create something tangible, to move in, you know, a better direction, to kind of get this connection going again, to kind of shift things, change things, and evolve things beyond where you may currently or recently have found yourself with them. So I'm going to get some initials now. This can be first, middle, or last name of you or this person, or it can spell something out, just whatever resonates for you. Okay, so we have F, N, D, O, M, T, H, and S. So those are your messages, group 2. I hope that they resonated with you and that you enjoyed the video. If you like the reading, please give it a thumbs up, comment, subscribe, or share. If you'd like a personal reading, I offer them through my Etsy shop, and there's a link in the description box of the video for that. I also sell handmade jewelry and some divination tools in my Etsy shop if you're interested in checking those out as well. So I hope to see you again in another reading. Please take care and be well. Hi, Group 3. You chose the Celestite cluster. I'll start with some tarot to get a peek at the current energies between you and this person, some zodiac signs, some clues about who they are. Okay, so we have the Three of Pentacles, which is Earth energy, Capricorn, Taurus, and Virgo. Seven of Wands, which is fire energy, Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius. Ace of Cups, which is water energy, Pisces, Cancer, and Scorpio. The Empress, which is Taurus and Libra. Ten of Swords, so air energy, Aquarius, Gemini, and Libra. Four of Wands, so more fire energy. The Lovers, which is Gemini. And the Queen of Swords, so more air energy. So this could definitely be a counterpart or soulmate situation. Something where you're in a cycle of no contact, you've gone into separation with this person. This could be something also where you are on this ascension journey, or some ascension has happened in terms of your self-love, the love you've been giving back to yourself as a result of the experience with this person, maybe this painful ending, and you've really chosen to kind of move out of any energy of despair and really give to yourself. You've risen to a higher level in terms of what you're willing to, you know, accept and what you expect within your life. And from a romantic partner. You've been working on your abundance, your, abundance mindset, kind of like magnetizing opportunities to you. This energy of receiving what is meant for you, as opposed to kind of operating in this energy of chasing and trying to actively seek out or conquer that which you desire. This could be something as well where some kind of emotional clarity has happened. You've really cut away from maybe some kind of toxic thought patterns, maybe even some issues with codependency that might have been an issue in the past, or some kind of elevation has happened where you're seeing things, this connection with this person from a higher perspective. This can also be where you're really working on, again, building your stability, your financial success, your future, kind of this legacy building for yourself. This person might be really kind of operating in a defensive energy now themselves. They could have been really resistant to the cup of love that you were offering. This could be something where, if you are the divine feminine watching this reading and you resonate as a divine feminine and you consider this person your divine masculine, your counterpart with the Lovers here, that can be like twin flame soulmate energy. Four of Wands, that's the 1111 card, the twin flame card, and also with the Empress we have the divine feminine. That even just energetically, aside from what might have been said or ultimatums, energetically, you really, your energy was prompting or inviting this person to step into that higher version of themselves also. And this could have been where they were very tied to kind of the 3D world, to their worldview, their concepts of love, kind of just wanting something that was easy and simple, not really looking for a depth of, a soulmate connection. Maybe somebody who doesn't really believe in soulmates, somebody who, is largely emotionally unavailable, is very much just operating on what they can perceive with the five senses, somebody who's not very spiritually minded, but somebody who, again, is just, their major concerns are you know, building their wealth, building some success in the career, you know, just it's kind of very typical things. And so there could have been some kind of resistance to that, to this love, even some discussion you may have had, words that might have been spoken about twin flame or soulmate. But even beyond that, it feels like the energy you were exuding that was calling to that part of themselves within them, unconsciously, and something they wouldn't have even really been able to pinpoint, but just energetically it might have almost kind of calling them to expand into a larger version of themselves, calling to their attention all the ways in which they may have been playing small in their life. And there was some kind of resistance to that, this desire to kind of push that away, to kind of deny that, to stay within this neat little package of what they had built for themselves, the life as they, you know, life as they saw it, and kind of this roadmap that they had for themselves of the direction that they were going, what they wanted, what their experience of the world is, of life is. And it's something where, you know, pushing that away, kind of going into this period of, you know, putting an end to this, putting an end to even thinking about this connection, thinking about you, that these thoughts nevertheless have, something has blossomed within this person, something has germinated within this person, a seed that you planted, or even just an energetic seed that was planted, something that was activated, the seed of recognition within them that, you know, both of you felt. You may have leaned into this more, explored this more, been open to this more, utilized this energy to kind of cultivate that best version of self, an activity and a process which they had avoided. The time has come where they have really kind of been forced to open their eyes to this connection, open their eyes to the way in which they've been living their life. And this person feels that they are kind of like, they're creating this shift. Their priorities are changing. They're maybe starting to see signs, 1111 a lot. They could be getting a lot of that synchronicity information about soulmates or twin flames could be coming into their attention, causing them to really explore this. There's a sense of, as much as they may have cut things off with you, they're still feeling your energy. They're still sensing you. They could be dreaming a lot about you, or just getting signs about you, seeing your name a lot. That's really causing them to seek out some truth, to come to some clarity about some misconceptions, or maybe judging things prematurely, overlooking this opportunity, or not answering that call the first time around, continuing to play small with their life, just staying very attached to the life that they had built for themselves, the world as they knew it, what they had come to believe as far as romance and partnerships, love and marriage, all of that. Something has really shifted to cause them to want something more. There's now this blooming desire to build upon the satisfaction of their soul aside from, you know, just the material world. There's this feeling of something more out there, something more available to them. Perhaps they're even coming to this point of understanding and clarity about there being something more to the connection than meets the eye, a significance here. You're a significant person to them. Some of them may have the language of divine feminine, and they could be, you know, associating that with you, or it's something that is really shifting within this person, that they are experiencing and witnessing you, maybe seeing you from afar, or as they're kind of looking back on the connection, the energy that is still felt between you, that you're somebody that they set apart from all others. This is very much this energy of coming into this space of really recognizing you in the connection as a gift to them, something that can, you know, help to enrich them, help to uplift them, something that adds some stability in a soul sense, in a spiritual sense to their life, which may have been very lacking in other ways up to this point. And so this person is kind of moving in this direction of wanting to speak some truth, speak some clarity, becoming very clear in their mind about what they want going forward. Kind of leaving behind some things that they may have been focusing on or trying to build. And there's a sense of almost reprioritizing, putting love as a priority, putting that at the forefront. And they may or may not be necessarily equating it with, you know, rebuilding some foundation with you, but there's this sense of understanding or coming to know the importance of love, building in that direction, which inevitably will lead them back into the direction of you. With this energy of counterparts, you are energetically tied to this person. So it could be parallel journeys, but it's, you know, in a larger sense, headed in the same direction. And when both people kind of get on that path of exploration, often then those paths that had diverged at one point in time cross again. You meet each other again at a future point as evolved versions of self. You having stepped into this Empress energy, and this person at that place of stepping into their Emperor energy, and then the journey that you both must take to really integrate both of those, the Empress and the Empress within yourselves. And when that has been accomplished, or you are both actively working toward that, when you've really dedicated your heart to that, your soul to that, you know, a significant portion of your life to that work, that is the recipe for, you know, that successful union then in the future. That is the point where, you know, you're able to then meet and have that 3D union and, you know, carry that forth, bring that forth, and create something very beautiful and lasting from that. So let's get some messages from this person. What do they want to tell you from their higher self, group 3? All right, and they say, I hope you still love me. So as these realizations are coming to them, they're starting to prioritize love. They're starting to understand something deeper about this connection, more than meets the eye, that this is not the typical connection in terms of a love connection, just connectedness in general. The signs, the synchronicity, maybe some telepathy that's going on, you know, feeling each other from a distance, that it's really... it's opening them up to the possibility of something more. And so there's hope that whatever they might have focused on in the past, or however they may have kind of pushed this away or rejected this, or rebuffed you in the connection, that there is the ability to kind of mend this, to, you know, allow love to saturate both of you, and to really, you know, fill your experiences, and really be that motivation, that guide toward, you know, working on yourselves, and ultimately working toward the possibility and the potential of, you know, a future together, a solid foundation together, as very integrated and self-aware people in the future. And they also say, I'm learning to love myself. So yeah, that was that energy of self-love, that as much as you have really kind of shifted and you've started pouring into your own cup, focusing on yourself, your abundance, you know, your sense of self-worth, even your boundaries that you have maybe weren't the best in the past, or, you know, just in this up-leveling and ascension that has occurred within you, you've learned to really value yourself and prioritize yourself and your needs and expectations in a way that, you know, you might not have done before, or been aware needed to be done, or it wasn't really, you know, relevant, but you're starting to see your own worth and value. And the same is happening with this person. So there's some mirroring going on here, that these same kind of challenges or obstacles or cycles that you've been working to close out and to overcome, that this person is perhaps just starting in this phase, or in their own way, kind of in a piecemeal kind of way, working on these things, similar things, but, you know, particular to their own experience, that is really encouraging them to give back to self, really evaluate other relationships in their life that are kind of depleting and draining, where there's not a lot of reciprocity, and then kind of causing them to reevaluate sort of the dynamic there, how much they're willing to invest of their time and energy, versus what is of merit to focus on and to cultivate in order to, you know, really build and sustain this vibrant and fulfilling energy for themselves. And they also say, I want to spend my life with you. So a lot of love there, drawing them back in your direction. Definitely this feeling of counterparts, this intertwined aspect of your souls, that they might be in the process of really putting that to words. For some of you, then they will have had this kind of like realization. They're being led back in your direction to, you know, work on themselves, to put themselves into a position where they built themselves up and have something to offer, have, you know, proof of change to offer you, so that you two can work together to create this foundation, this stability, that you're operating at a compatible vibration and on equal, equal ground in terms of the work you've done on yourself, the work you've done on your surroundings, on your life in general, on your mindset. And so for a lot of you, that is this motivation. I feel that it's for doing it for themselves, but it's also this motivation of kind of reaching the point where you are. If they've been able to see you from afar, or even just energetically have experienced this kind of glow up that has happened, this redirection of your focus to self. This could have been really what the energy that awakened them was. If you were in kind of a runner-chaser dynamic and you sort of pulled back from that, it became almost like an energetic void for them. They no longer felt that crushing energy of the pursuit, just this kind of, that was nudging them to continue along the trajectory in which they were headed. With the absence of that, it was almost like they were just kind of untethered and free to kind of look around and search and to realize something's missing from their life. And it has caused them to kind of redirect course, to kind of turn around and, move into that energy, that action-oriented energy of really pursuing and seeking what it is that they want. This realization that, that this sense of maybe that they were running from this high intensity love, from, this invitation to really rise up beyond any ways that they're playing small in their life. And they ran from that invitation. Now they're seeing that from a different perspective, not as something that was seeking to, squelch out their individuality or extinguish their light, but was inviting them to, fan those flames, to really imagine the best possible life for themselves, imagine the best possible version of self, and step into that. Do the work to, make that shift instead of just, continuing in a flatline kind of direction. Take that arc and, imagine something more, something greater, shift their circumstances and their mindset and their energy to, an uplifting vibration and elevation, so that kind of a wider perspective, a wider experience, a more enriching experience could be possible. And so there's this desire at the soul level to really, again, cultivate this kind of soul fulfillment, something they may have been neglecting before in themselves in favor of kind of material pursuits, but they are now prioritizing that and kind of finding and filling themselves with that feeling. Okay, and they say, I keep a close eye on your social media. So that was coming through in terms of if they are, keeping an eye on you, they're witnessing this transformation, the ways in which you've changed, in which you've really, started to fill your own cup, love yourself, that it's something that they're really admiring this, it's inspiring them. They're seeing you from a new perspective. They're seeing the connection from a new perspective. It's something where, they want to reach that vibration. They are encouraged to do that work on themselves. These might have been kind of scary concepts to them before, or something they just weren't certain of, and they've had this opportunity to really see how grounded you are and how grounded you have become while in the process of evolution. And so it's something that they're feeling more safe about exploring that, about exploring their soul, about kind of taking down the blindfold that they have placed upon themselves and that the world has placed upon them to kind of deep spiritual concepts, reality beyond just the tangible five senses, the concepts of love and just so many different arenas that they might have shunned or been unaware of before. And there's this desire to explore that and emulate that and kind of follow you on that journey, to get on that journey, embark on that journey, because they're witnessing the tangible results and the fruits of that, and how much even just your physical life has improved, how much you have improved in terms of your mindset, in terms of your appearance, your attitude, the people that you surround yourself with, just everything has changed from the last time that you might have been dealing with this person, and it's really an inspiration to them. And they also say, I reminisce a lot on the times spent with you. So within them, they're thinking about the energy, the still connected energy between the both of you, but also really looking back and having a new perspective on things, even just, small and kind of superficial experiences that you both had together, in each other's proximity, or maybe you had friends in common, and they're starting to really kind of look deeply into and get some understanding of this very exceptional vibration that has existed between the both of you, this compatibility, this soul knowing, this sense of, almost like this, I don't want to say completion, but almost like a sense of belonging that they feel with you, that you fit together like two pieces of a puzzle. And that's at the soul level that they were experiencing that, because your lives in the 3D sense might have been kind of a work in progress. You could have been at very different stages in your life, or needed to do a lot of work on yourselves and your circumstances. And it's something that they're really looking back at, that despite whatever was going on, that there was a sense of tranquility, a sense of belonging, and just a sense of rightness that they couldn't really put words to or put their finger on, that existed with you. A sense of being drawn to you and kind of uplifted by you, energetically speaking. And it's something they want to move back in the direction of. And they also say, you really have been by my side. I see that. I do cherish you for that. So another confirmation there of this energy between you that they are still experiencing, they're still feeling through silence and through separation. And it's something that is really, it's encouraging them. It's you know, even functioning as such a peculiar phenomenon that it's causing them to really maybe explore spirituality, to seek answers, to dive into this, to explore this more. They're becoming aware of this more, that the thoughts of you are not diminishing as time goes on. There's still this love, this vast well of love for you that only deepens. It deepens the more that they feel you shifting energetically, that they feel your evolution, the more that they're seeing you even from afar. And it's just this depth of love that can't really be supported necessarily by, you know, actual 3D experiences together. And it's something that they're really recognizing, this connection, this dynamic between the both of you is very unique. All right, and they say, what I'd give to kiss you. So this desire to move closely to you, move back into your proximity, to maybe take a chance where they had turned down an opportunity before. They'd rejected you, rejected this love, really not acted upon that. And with this knowledge, this clarity, and feeling your energy, having that really permeate them, and having had time to really sit with that and explore that, it's just this deep yearning to do the work necessary to, you know, have something to offer, even in terms of just an elevated vibration and perspective, to meet you at the level you are now vibrating at, that you're now operating at, to really, you know, explore this, open up to this connection, give that cup of love where they may have withheld that or withdrawn it in the past. And they also say our connection is infinite. So that's that energy of that entwined energy, these entwined souls. They're recognizing you as that, this counterpart energy. And so this also talks about, you know, some deeper spiritual concepts that they could be, you know, coming into touch with. And also this sense of prioritizing the needs and nourishment of their soul over perhaps matters of the material world that they'd been focusing on previously. And they also say your laugh means the world to me. So more of that energy of reminiscing, and, you know, just really proud of you, I feel, for the work that you've done on yourself, the happiness that you're exuding, the joy that you are embodying. And it's something that, you know, they want to reach that level within themselves. They definitely want to move into a space of, you know, contributing to your joy, as opposed to any kind of feelings of sorrow or loss that they may have contributed to in the past. So I'm going to get one of these oracle cards now for you, group 3, and this can just be some guidance from spirit about this connection. Okay, so we have angel warriors. Angels oversee your life and protect you. So you may resonate as a light worker or starseed or even an earth angel, so that can be a confirmation for you of that. And this is really speaking to this connection being protected, that through these changes, through these shifts, this person is being guided. Information is coming to them. Pathways are opened up, you know, rabbit holes that they will be exploring. The constancy of this energy, this entwined energy between the both of you, it's something that is really, it has their attention. They may have ignored this in the past or tried to push it away in the past, but they've redirected their focus. They're acknowledging this even within themselves. And it's something where, you know, it's almost like this vast terrain that they are now seeing of all these things they need to explore. It's causing them to really think bigger, imagine bigger for themselves, what they want to build from this elevated perspective as well. So you're guided to just, you know, trust in divine timing, as much as that is kind of a cliche and people don't like to hear that. It's definitely, you know, those words are very true, that this is something where, you know, free will is definitely a factor, and, you know, ascension and evolution, people can choose to lean into that. There can be times where they choose to kind of step away from that. So there's no way to predict when this can happen. The best that you can do is just really trust in the energy you're feeling, trust in the shifts that you're feeling from this person, the signs that you're getting, the synchronicities that you're seeing as an indication from your spirit team, from your angels, that change is happening. And changes like this, they definitely begin on the inside. It begins with a mindset. It begins on, you know, what is focused on, what we ingest in terms of the energies we surround ourselves with, you know, the foods that we eat, the media that we take in, the mindsets that we have, the input from other people, the friends, you know, the social circumstances. All these things contribute to the vibration that we hold. And so this can definitely be a process of really shifting that. When the shift takes place, you know, and these can be in layers even, you know, shifts upon shifts upon shifts, kind of like an onion, sort of unpeeling the layers of that. And, you know, as much as some headway is made, some advancements are made, that takes time to really, the body and the, you know, the energy body takes time to acclimate to that, that it's not just all this, you know, overwhelming wave and it's just kind of one and done and then that's it and then somebody's ascended. You know, this can be a process. And so really just trust in the timing of this. Continue to focus on, you know, yourself, on your self-love, on your abundance, and trust that this person is, you know, they have this awareness. Their perspective and their priorities have shifted within them. This might not necessarily be apparent yet or very apparent yet in the 3D sense, but they have redirected their focus to you. They're exploring this. They're curious about this. They're opening up and expanding their mind and their heart and their perceptions. And through all of this, you know, it's definitely a journey that, you know, it can help them to build a life that is more fulfilling and authentic for them. But again, you're definitely guided to, first and foremost, focus on that for yourself. And, you know, further down the road, the paths between you and this person that have diverged, you know, if you both choose to continue to doing this work on yourself, then there's a very good possibility that you will meet again, that your paths will intersect, and you'll really have the opportunity and the tools to build a solid foundation, to meet each other at a healthy and reciprocal level, and have the potential to build something really beautiful together. So I'm going to get some initials now. This can be first, middle, or last name of you or this person, or it can spell something out, just whatever resonates for you. Okay, so we have Q, D, S, H, A, N, G, L, and M. So those are your messages, group 3. I hope that they resonated with you and that you enjoyed the video. If you like the reading, please give it a thumbs up, comment, subscribe, or share. If you'd like a personal reading, I offer them through my Etsy shop, and there's a link in the description box of the video for that. I also sell handmade jewelry and some divination tools in my Etsy shop if you're interested in checking those out as well. So I hope to see you again in another reading. Please take care and be well.